Okay, welcome back. So, if you were just on here a minute ago, I had to sign off real quick because I realized that my phone that I film with was on our extended video or extender for our Wi-Fi, and the picture was kind of going in and out blurry, so I needed to change that. And now I gotta redo my other things. So thanks for joining me, and we are going to be making a fun little treat box tonight, and I'm trying to get myself signed back in so I can actually talk to you if you're there. Oh, technical difficulties, I just love it. Okay. I'm not sure what it's doing here. Okay, I can't tell if this is live or not. It says I'm live. Hopefully I'm live. We'll find out. Okay. Yep, I think it's back. Okay, so sorry for the technical difficulties. Story of my life. All right. I think it's still trying to figure out if it's showing the new one or it's, yeah, hopefully it's working. All right, well, if not, I'll film it again. So we are going to be making little boxes. So this is a box that Stampin' Up sells. It's called Sweet Little Boxes, and I thought it would be kind of cute to make a little Valentine's box out of it. So this is the Valentine box I made, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So if by chance you do not have these sweet little boxes that are already pre-made, I'm going to show you how to make one that's the exact same size. So you know, don't worry if you don't have one. You can buy them later. They're really nice because they're all ready to put together. Everything's pre-scored. All you have to do is fold them up. They even come with the adhesive on them already. And they are a little bit thicker than a piece of cardstock, so they are a little more box-like weight-wise. So, but you can make these same boxes with a piece of Basic White Thick Cardstock, which is the thicker version of the white cardstock they sell. So these come in a little package like this. They're called Sweet Little Boxes. They are in the annual catalog, so you can still buy them now, and you can get them up until the catalog retires, and they could be in the next catalog, I don't know. So but I am going to show you how to make this box with a piece of Basic White cardstock. So, but we are going to go over the other pieces we needed. I was using the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, and the paper that I picked for one of the boxes, I'm actually going to make two, is this hearts with these little smaller striped accompanying pieces that match. So that paper comes from this, I'm going to scoot these over, comes from the Sweet Talk paper, and you can see all the 6 designs. Obviously very Valentine oriented, but the other side has some fun little patterns to it too. So you have stripes and some other things. So that's the paper I'm going to use. And if you saw my little picture earlier, I did cut a few of these hearts out using the Sweethearts dies. They match the stamp set that goes with this paper, and you can see these little hearts will fit on some of those, and then these will fit on some of the fatter ones like that, and this one will fit on the bigger ones. So, or you can fussy cut them out, but you can also just die cut them too, so, which makes it quite easy, and you don't have to do any stamping actually if you don't want to. So let me put these back on here. I'm going to put those aside for the moment, and I'm going to show you. Let me move the paper. I need to tell you what size these are so you'll know. So you need 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. Hey Meg, how are you? I think you're the only one on so far today, but that's okay. We're still here. All right, long pen. Let me find my other. Oh. Let's try this one. Nope, that one's not gonna work either. No, we're gonna try the big one. Okay, so you need 2 pieces that are 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. Those are these big pieces. Then you're going to need 2 more that are, and I'm trying to remember at the top of my head, that are 1/2 an inch by 3 3/8. And then you're going to need, you need 2 of each of those, and then you need 1 that is 1/2 an inch by 2 3/8. So these are the 2 3/8. These are the 2 that are 1/2 inch by 3 3/8. You can see those. And then this one is this one right here. So those are the measurements that you need for your designer series paper. And the measurements you need for this, I'm going to put that right there, is, and it's kind of a weird number, but you can make it not quite that strange of a number, because it is 9 5/16, which is, who measures in 16ths nowadays? But I did, and it's by 3 3/4, I think. Is that right? Yep, that's right. So this piece is 9 5/16. If you want to make it a little bigger, then you could, you don't have to do 16ths. You could do 9 3/8 if that's easier for you. So it just makes the flap just a teeny bit longer. I actually measured this exactly, and I'm kind of like a exact kind of person, so I kind of like it to be the same. So anyway, we're going to do some scoring on this piece, and then we're going to cut it, and you're going to see that it's going to look exactly like that one, just in case you don't have the box. Hey Laura, good to see you. All right, so you are going to need your trimmer, scorer, so that we can score this piece right here. Okay, so we are going to score it on the long side, which is 9 15/16, or 9 3/8. And we're gonna score it at 1/2 an inch. I'm gonna put that on 1/2 an inch. I did move my cutting blade out of the way so you don't see it. You only see my light gray one. So we're gonna score it at 1/2 an inch. Then we're gonna score it at 4 inches. We're gonna score it at 4 5/8. So I'm gonna move it to 4 5/8. We're gonna score it at 8 1/2. I'm sorry, not 8 1/2, 8 1/8. Sorry, 8 1/8. There we go. And then the last one is 8 3/4. Okay, I'm so glad you two join me every week. It's so nice to see your familiar names. All right, so I'm just going to go over those where we scored it again, just in case you missed it or a little behind. I scored it at 1/2. I scored it at 4. I scored it at 4 5/8. I scored it at 8 1/8 and then 8 3/4. And then we're going to turn it and we're going to score it on the short side at 5/8. I know this is kind of weird numbers here. Okay. Oh, that's right. That seems big. Hold on. Let me just check that. Nope, that's right. Okay. Okay, 5/8. It just didn't seem right there just for a second. Okay, and then at 3 1/8. So 3 and then 1/8. We're going to score it again. And then we're going to do a little bit of cutting. So if you look at the score lines on this, you'll see that it's kind of like this, but we need to do some cutting so that we can cut out the pieces that are missing on here. So, excuse me. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, there's a place where it's scored twice. There's 2 score lines, and we're actually going to cut away a big rectangle. So we're cutting both. So you can see I cut up for both of them. We're going to cut both of those, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Going to cut up on the other side. Okay, so this is actually going to be the flap to our box. Then we're going to turn it sideways, and right in the middle where you have the 2 score lines, we're just going to cut up on those score lines. And I am going to cut just a tiny little triangle piece out because it makes the box go together just a little bit better. So 2 little pizza slices or pie slices, and then I'm going to turn it to the other side and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So we're just going to cut up to the score line, and then we're going to cut 2 little pie pieces. There we go. And then we're going to turn it to the other end, and we are going to cut up here. Make sure I got that right. Yep. Cut up. And then I'm going to fold these down because we want to take out this middle piece. So I'm folding those out of the way so that I can cut across and take out this middle piece right here, because we don't need that. So when you're done cutting, it should look like this, like 2 little legs on a table. And then I'm also going to just cut a little pie slice off of those too. There we go. And one over here, and one over here. And move all that out of the way. And now you can look at our box and their box, and you can see that they look the same. The only thing we don't have is we don't have tear and tape on ours, so we are going to put some tear and tape on ours. And as soon as I find the end of my tear and tape, so you want to put the tear and tape near where the score line is, where it's going to be folded, and then we're going to go through and just fold everything and get some good creases on our boxes. Okay. All right, so then we're just going to start folding it. Yeah, it's needed, you know, this Thursday is needed for me. I think I need it more than anybody else. So even if nobody showed up, I'd probably still be on here doing this. So I'm just kind of folding it on all the score lines and creasing it really good. I know, pizza, me too, because I just ate dinner actually. Okay. So, and then we need to fold it in the middle. And fold it one more time in the middle. And now we are ready to put our box together. One thing I am going to do though is I am going to round these corners. This is the lid to our box where it's going to fold in. And it just goes in easier if that corner's not there. So I have the detailed trio thing. You can use a pair of scissors to do it, just to kind of give it a rounded edge. I am folding the sides down a little bit just so it fits in here a little better. There we go. So now we have rounded edges. It just makes it go together better. And then I'm going to also fold this one too, so you can see how this one goes together. Because I want you to see that they are both kind of the same. The only difference is this is a little bit thicker weight, I guess, what they made it out of, what Stampin' Up made it out of. So, but before we do anything else, I'm going to show you my box again. So this is the two boxes. You can see they're the same, but I'm going to show you the finished one again. And oh, that's what I forgot, a window sheet. You'll see that I'm going to take this off so you can see it a little better. See if I can get it off. It's on there with a glue dot. I can throw it back on. Okay, you can see that I cut a heart out of the middle of the box, and you're going to want to do that after we put the paper on and before you put the box together. So, and I forgot to tell you, you need a piece of window sheet. So we are going to take our 2 3/8 piece, one of them, and we're going to attach it to this part of the box, because this is actually the front of our box. This piece up here with the lid on it, that's the back of the box. So this is the front, and it is going to be going this way because the way the box works, it's going to be, I'm going to show you, just fold it up real quick so you get an idea, is that those ends are going to go in. Oop. Hello. There we go. These are going to go around the side, and so that is the front of our box, and this is right side up, and then the box obviously gets folded in like that. So there's you can see our box. So we want to make sure that we put our paper on right side up for one. So this is actually, I'm going to flip it this way. This is actually the top of our box. So if you have paper that's directional, I'm not sure if these hearts have because they're up and down, so it doesn't really matter. But if you're using stripes or something, then you're going to want to make sure that they're going up and down. Okay, so I'm just going to put that right on there. And you don't have to cut a window if you don't want. And you can also, you can use any shape to cut your window, any die you have. Obviously, I used a heart because this is Valentine's Day, but you could use a circle, you could use an oval, anything you want. I did use this, I think these might be retired now. These are called Be Mine. It was just a whole lot of hearts, and I just chose this one, and that's the one that I used to cut my heart with. And so we're going to do that. The good thing about these little boxes is because of their size, that it will fit into the little mini Stampin', Cuttin', and Emboss machine. So I'm just going to put this on top of here. I am going to attach this down though, because I don't want it sliding around, and I want it to kind of stay in the middle. Got the middle of my box. So I have some removable stickers, and I'm just going to stick one on there. You can use washi tape too. A lot of people use washi tape to keep their stuff on. I don't have washi tape. I'm not a real fan of it, so I just don't have any. So, and we're gonna just put this in there, put the top on, and it will fit going in. There we go. My paper's sliding. And I'm going to go back and forth just because it is kind of thick and it has a, make sure it cut all the way through. It did. To take this off. And there, that's the heart I took out. You can use that on another project, so don't throw it away. And then I'm just going to take my thing off my box. I'm going to move this out of the way. Out of the way. There we go. Take my sticker off. All right. It's stuck on there. Sorry. There we go. There's our little hole. And that was our box. And I'm going to do the same thing on this box, except for with different paper. And I do have more paper cut. I have my little bag of tricks over here, what I call my bag of tricks. So this one, I'm going to put this paper on, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. So we're making two boxes at the same time, but I wanted to get this heart cut out while I had my die out. So, hey Donna, how are you? Oh, Margaret's here too. All right, and we're gonna bring this back, and what do I do with my die? I've lost it already. Nope, I got it right there. I am gonna put one of my little stickers on here though. We'll just put one on at the top. There we go. And just put this on here. Would help if I put the other piece on top. Maybe get that not quite so tall. Oop. It came off here. Let's put that back on. I think I'm talking to myself. There we go. Just going to run that through. And I am going to go backwards just to make sure everything's sliding around. I'm going to go forward one more time because this is a little bit thicker. So make sure we got it. Went all the way through. Yep, it did. Here's my other little heart. Oop, I'm going to move that out of the way. That's the one I cut out from that. I think those two on a card would look kind of cute together, so I might have to do that. And then this is where I cut the hole out. Then you will need a piece of window sheet, and the piece that you will need is the same. I just did it the same size as my designer series paper, which is 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. And I forgot to get that, so I'm just going to go run and get that. So I will be right back. Sorry about that. I always forget something. I don't know why. All right, so I have a piece of window sheet. They do put a piece of tissue paper on it so it makes it easier to see. So I'm just going to cut one that's 2 3/8. 2 4 3/8. And there we go. And then 3 3/8. 1, 2, 3. then I'm going to cut one more because we have 2 boxes. So this is also 3 3/8. There we go. All right. That was quick and easy. So then what you're going to do is you're going to flip your boxes over. And I like to use tear and tape to attach these. I think it just sticks on a little bit better. So I just put some tear and tape. This is the inside of your box on the sides, and then across the top and the bottom. And I just adhere the window sheet to that. I just think it's just easier to do it that way. It's less messy. You don't have to wait for the glue to dry. So we are going to put this on both our boxes. There we go. There. Okay, and then we're just going to take the backing off. Oop. There we go. All right, how many of you forget to have all your supplies when you're getting ready to do something besides me? Hey, Carolyn. And you just put that on, and that way you have a nice little window sheet so you can see what's inside. And then we're going to do the same thing to this one. This is the Stampin' Up's box. The other one is our little homemade one. And this is the other window sheet. Just going to stick, gotta watch where you put it. Make sure you get it in the right spot. Put that on there. And the reason I did it the same size and not smaller is because your box is going to close. So you don't want where your box is, the lid is going to close, to get caught on the top of this. And that's why I make sure that I've got the tear and tape going right to the top, so that when you're closing your box later, that you don't have a problem with it getting stuck as part of your lid. So, all right, so we are going to, I'm going to set this one aside for the moment, and we're going to do this one. So I'm going to move that out of the way, bring back my other little pieces because we're going to need those. And to put the box together, all you're going to fold these in. This is where your tear and tape is on your other box, and you're just going to fold these in. You don't have to glue them. You can if you want. You don't have to. Because what's going to hold the box together is where it's connected on the sides. If you don't want your flaps to be in the way later or stick out, then you can put a little bit of glue on them. Just fold them in, put a little glue so you can see I folded in. And then this is the back of the box, so just put it up and put it up, and that way your flaps will kind of stay out of the way and won't be flopping around in the inside. And then we're going to take the tear and tape off the sides and the other side, and then we're just going to fold it up. And these, so this is our box, there's the tear and tape. These two flaps are going to go around that, so you want to make sure that you have them straight, and you can do one at a time. And you're just going to make sure it's straight at the bottom, meets at the side, and then you're going to do the same with this side. Make sure the bottom's straight, it's straight on the side, and there we have our box. Put the flaps in and close that up, and it's pretty tight fitting. There you go. But we have to put our other pieces on. So this piece goes on the back. So I like to decorate the whole box, so we're going to put that piece on the back. See how fast these went together? Excluding the part where I forgot the window sheet. So, hey Louise, I'm glad you joined us. So we're just going to put that on the back. And then these little pieces are going to go on the side. So we're going to put one on two of the longer ones are going to go on the side, and then the other one is going to go on the top. So I'm just going to put a little glue on here. That's one side. So when you're cutting your pieces, just make sure, I like to have my stripes going sideways, because I think sometimes if they go long ways, you kind of, maybe you might kind of lose some of the pattern. You don't get as much of the pattern. So mine are going sideways. I'll put one on here. This is the other side of the box. Yep. And which side was my top? This side was my top. I have to make sure I have the right side. And then this one's going to go right on the top. So you can see, I didn't put anything on the bottom. You could, but I didn't. So, but you could. If you're putting a piece on the bottom, it would be the same size as this piece, which is a 1/2 inch by 2 3/8. But you can just leave it, you know, not. And then we're just going to do a little bit of decorating on our box. And I have in my little bag, I have this piece. I'm going to put it on here so you can see a little better. So it's not white. This is one of the dies that is from the Bouquet of Love stamp, but you could just as well use just a strip of paper and stamp on it, just kind of cut the edges a little bit. So you don't have to have a fancy die, you could just cut it with this. And we are going to, I'm going to stamp it in purple. I'm going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day. Sorry, I had to go get my stamp set. I forgot. See them all my extra pieces. All right, so this is the Sweet Conversations, which goes with the stamp set. And obviously I've used this a lot with red ink. It's okay if your photopolymers things stain. That's normal, and especially with red colors. Sometimes they don't stain with other ones, but they usually always stain with the red. So, well, I'm glad you liked this project, Meg. So I am going to just stamp this Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, and I'm going to just put that right there with some dimensionals on it, because you know I like dimensionals. I'm going to flip that upside down, throw some dimensionals. Whoops, that's not upside down. Now it is. I'm going to put some in the middle too, just so that it doesn't get saggy in the middle. Take the backing off. Oop, flip it around this way. I'm going to flip it on there. And then I did take, I did die cut several of the hearts from this paper. You can see where I die cut it out. And I have it in my little bag here. I'm gonna dump all this out just because. Oh, I didn't need that. Or did I? Is that the bag? No. You can see I have little hearts. I'm going to show you. Those hearts were die cut with the dies that go with this stamp set and with this paper. They're called Sweet Hearts dies, and there are the other one is stuck in here. It doesn't want to come out. So then you can just kind of put one of these on dimensionals and put that on there. It is die cut right from the paper. You can see it came right out of there. So I didn't even have to do any stamping, which makes this even faster. Put a dimensional on the back. Put that on here. for a little fun. And these dies, as soon as I find them, so I can show you. Where did they go? I've lost them. Oh, there they are. It's underneath the picture that I was showing you earlier. So these right here and this one, these are the same size. These that go down are a tiny bit smaller, but these are the same size. So you can die cut these out at the same time, because with just some scrap paper, and what you get are these. And then, but if you punch out the little hearts, then you have little hearts so you can put on stuff, and then you have this so you can put on a card. So you might find at some point that I'm going to make a card with my extra pieces, which is this, and maybe some of these other ones. I also have some red ones. So I cut some red and some purple and some that are Blushing Bride, but the pink, but I kind of like the red and the purple better. So I am just going to put a dimensional on the back of these and then just stick them on. And these, the little mini dimensionals fit right on the back. And then you can just put them on your, and just like that. There's my red one. You put that up there. And then you can take a little bit of ribbon, and I have, this is a little bit darker, this is Gorgeous Grape ribbon, sheer ribbon. This is, where is it? Yeah, it's just called sheer ribbon. So I'm just going to make a bow and stick it on with the glue dot. And then all you need to do is put some candy inside, and you're done. Oop, I didn't do that right. Let's try that again. Didn't go through the hole. There we go. So you don't need a very big bow, although mine is a little bigger than I wanted it to be. So I'm making it smaller. There we go. I'm going to cut off a whole lot of those little tails, aren't I? And then you just need a glue dot to attach it. So, although we're making these for Valentine's Day, these would also make cute little treat boxes for Easter. Just find some nice spring colored paper, happy paper. Where's my scissors? There they are. And you can make these same boxes, maybe cut them with an oval or a circle and put some jelly beans inside, but it would make a cute little box. So the little bags that I put in, I bought at a, I'm going to say big box store. I'm trying to think if I bought them at, might have been Michael's or something, but they call them pretzel bags. So they're 2 by 10, I believe. And I just cut it down to about 5, maybe 5.5. And all you need to put in them are some, for this one, these little conversation hearts that I found at the store. And I have them in a little box here, little thing here. So I dumped a whole bunch out, so then just throw some in here. And, whoop, I don't want to go in. Here we go. You can put in as many as you want. So you just kind of want to fill up the bag about the size of your box. Get a whole bunch more of these. You could also put little candy bars in here that are on the thinner side. I think a Reese's peanut butter cup would fit in there, but you know, since we're doing kind of hearts and Valentine's, little conversation hearts kind of fit in. So what I do to seal the bag is I just fold it over, and I might have to fold this one 2 or 3 times, and I put a little tear and tape on it, and I'm going to cut off a little bit. I think I cut this a little bit too much, or not enough, sorry. So I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape on there, and then I'm going to fold it over again, so it'll seal it up. That way whoever gets it can, you know, they aren't going to fall out, and they can reseal the bag if they don't eat them all at one time. So just put them in the little bag, and then they just go right into your box. And you can see them through the little hole in your box. And there you go. So this is our box, and then we also have the other box that I started putting together, which is, what did I do with it? Hello. It's, oh, here it is. I couldn't find it there for a minute. So this is the Stampin' Up box, the sweet little treats box, or sweet. Now I can't remember the name. But they go together the same way, so you can put in the two little tabs if you don't want them to be standing up on the inside. So we're going to attach those to the back of your box. These want to slide around a little bit more because these boxes are a little bit slick. So I'm just going to do like that. Hold it now. It doesn't want to stay in. You don't want to stay stuck. I think because the box is a little slick, it will. I just need to hold it down a minute. So I'm trying to hold it, the little flaps down, because they're sliding around on me. There we go. And then you just need to take off the covering on their tape. You're going to do it on this side. And then you're just going to fold the box up and match the corners and the edge. And then you're going to turn it to the other side and do the same thing to the other side. And then you're going to put your other paper on it, and then you can decorate this one again too. So I did have other paper that I cut for that, and this was, actually it's the back side. It's like these little dots. So I'm just going to put those on the side. Oop, let's put it on the paper, not the box. You could use the same paper. You could do it all in the same. I just kind of like the contrast a little bit. There we go. And on that side, put this one over. Where's my other piece? Put that on that side. I have a piece for the box, for the back of the box too. I gotta find it. It's gone missing. Oh, nope, there it is. It's right there. This is for the top of the box. Okay. I'm gonna go right on the top. And then this piece is going to go on the back. It's the beauty of double-sided paper. You can use both sides and you know they're going to match for your project. So that's going to go on there. And there's that box. Got a little thing there. You can stamp the same thing on it, throw some hearts on it, maybe some pink ones. Probably not purple ones on this one. Two little pink ones. It's a little, another one that I cut out from the paper. That one came out of this part. That's what I use my scraps for. And I have another one of these to stamp on as soon as I find my stamp that I have put somewhere. Oop. Oh, duh, it's sitting right in front of me. I need to clean it off though. Okay, so who's going to make this? That's what I want to know. I'll clean my stamp. Is anybody going to try this? I would love to see it if you did. going to stamp this one in red. Oop, got a little thing there. And I'm just going to put it together the same way we put the other one together. There we go. Get that out of the way. Put some dimensionals on the back. There. I got stuff everywhere here. Yeah, I get kind of messy when I'm on here. And if you saw my post last week, I posted a picture of what it looked like when I was done. And it kind of looks like the same today. So, but I can clean it up pretty quick because I know where everything goes. I like to have everything in place or back in its place because I don't work well in a mess. I don't know about you, but that's just kind of me. Put a little dimensional on the back of there. We'll put you over here this time. We'll be different. We'll do it opposite today or this time. And then I just need two little things to put on the back of these hearts. And these little mini ones fit right on there, so it's perfect. And I'm going to put this one on first. And we'll put this one on. And put a piece of red ribbon on this one, because it would look kind of funny with purple. And then all I'll need to do is fill it with some more candy. So you can see that you can buy these Stampin' Up! Boxes, but I measured it all out for you so you can make your own if you don't want to buy them. So you can, out of one 8.5 by 11 sheet, you can make 2 of these boxes. So, but you could make them also out of colored cardstock. I'm not sure if they would be quite as sturdy, probably because you're putting paper on them. And I've misplaced my glue dots. There you go. Put one on here. Hand is stuck on the glue dots. Right there, and then all I need to do is put some more candy in it. There you go. 2 little boxes. And move all my little hearts out of the way. So, quick and easy. Doesn't take too long. Doesn't take very much paper. You don't have to put the paper on the back. You could just do the sides and the front. So it takes a minimal amount of paper. And if you don't have a heart to die cut out, you could always use a circle, a square, an oval, any other shape, just so you can see out the window or see what's inside. Or you can just leave it if you don't have a way to die cut. Just put your pieces of paper and then maybe just put a bigger circle or something that you can stamp on inside. But I kind of think it's kind of fun to see what's actually in the box. So, all right, there you go. I hope you have a great evening, and check out my blog post. It'll be up probably not tomorrow, but probably Monday at www.jumpingintostamping.com. Pat's Card Corner. And if you want to purchase something to help you make the boxes, or if you want to purchase these boxes, please use my host code that's there. It's also on my website. So hope you have a great evening, and I hope you give these a try. Like I said, these are great for Valentine's, but I think they'd be super cute at Easter time too, with some jelly beans in them. One of my favorites. So have a great evening, and I'll see you next time.